Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amanda Ray. Warning, I'm just going to tell you right now, this video gave me nightmares. There's a specific story at minute like 23, 24 that haunted me. It's a story that Gerald Val talks about. There's a lot of talking about child marriages, incest, self-harm, miscarriages, the life of the order of order women specifically, because we're talking about Daniel and his 14 wives and what order he married them, how many kids he had with them, and we're kind of showing we tried to show which wives were his half sisters from which moms of, you know, Ortel's wives. So Ortel is Daniel's dad, and it shows that in the video. I did notice we didn't, for anyone who doesn't know like order lingo, our polygamist cult lingo, we do talk a lot about direction and coming forward. Direction is when someone has direction from Heavenly Father to come forward for marriage, right? So like, let's say I'm having a dream that God told me that I need to go marry my neighbor who's my cousin, and then I tell my dad, and then they have to get direction too, and then they come forward, which means that they ask their parents for permission, they ask the leadership for permission, and then they come forward on me, which sounds sexual, but it's not. It's just presenting themselves as a choice for marriage. So when you hear those terms, that's what we're talking about. If I didn't cover any other weird order terms that you are unfamiliar with, leave the questions in the comments down below, and I will try to answer all of your questions as much as possible. I've always really enjoyed Daniel's family because they're so outspoken and they just say it like it is, but we all have a very thick sense of dark humor, so that is kind of how we've been able to cope with our lives. I feel like it's better to laugh than cry about it, and we've all done both, crying and laughing about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave your comments down below on what you thought was the craziest and all your questions. Okay, bye.
So this is right here.
So don't go past the chair. And don't put anything on the wall past the chair.
Very scary.
Okay.
Not really.
So that means Jerry and Grace are siblings and they marry each other.
Yeah.
The Marshalls are all
Incested.
Yes. There's probably
Is that a word? Incested?
It is now, dude.
Do you
it's 2024, dude.
I'm incested.
I think that's, yeah, I do.
You can make up whatever fucking word you want.
If I say a word and you know what
The
I'm
context,
saying, then it's a word.
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
kidding.
I'm afraid to tell you my experience with your mom, but I'm gonna tell you
My experience,
with your mom.
honestly, I'm
Do you have a
like,
mic on? Get that mic on.
to be honest,
There's
you know,
some mic
yeah,
right there.
before anyone tells stories about my mom, I will straight out just put a,
You don't want
I
any stories
understand,
about
there is, it's okay, but also,
She got it.
I was a kid.
No, I
was
don't
just
blame
a-
you.
Okay, yeah, some people be like, some people
What
hate.
does that have to do?
I'm older than
You wasn't
Guys, I know
alive.
my mom was bad, okay?
Was bad. We don't know her.
Okay? I'm sorry it came to you guys, but I thought we could keep it in the house.
No one's, I think, got their mics on.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, 100% too, like, I thought you were saying we can't say anything about your mom,
Oh,
which is
no,
fine.
no,
We can
no.
cut anything that you want.
No, it's not mine. Like, I understand. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I understand she was mean. Like, I was embarrassed to tell people who my mom was when they asked because I knew she was known as a bitch in the order. Like,
Oh no. Maybe I'll do my intro before everyone gets back in here. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Ray, and I don't usually look like I got my ass handed to me. Today we're gonna be doing the infamous video. We're gonna map out all of Daniel's wives and children, and we have 4 of Daniel's. Did you guys get offended that I called you the devil's children?
No.
In the group chat, I was like, "Hello, the devil's children."
oh, honestly, I didn't even think twice.
You're like, mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that's me.
Okay, so it's fitting. Anyways, so we're gonna try our darnest to put, so at the top we have Ortel and all of his wives, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Daniel and all of his wives together, and maybe get the number of all of the kids as well, if we can get the relations as well, because Daniel has married some half-sisters and nieces, or no nieces.
Is there nieces? I don't.
We'll try to map it all out. Everyone knows who Joe Robinson is, right? He's been on the channel before. And by the way, yeah, anyone who I'm introducing and I've interviewed, I'll leave the links to their channels, or their social medias, their interviews that they've done on the channel before. Do you want to just say who you are, what wife, number, family you're in?
My name is Joe.
It's not.
I am
What do you think? You don't need video.
a magician. That's who I am. I'm number 3 is my
Yeah.
mom, Patricia.
Patricia Robinson. So she was the third wife of 14. Okay, nice. Thank you, Joe. Okay, you guys know who Allison is?
My mom is the 5th wife. And that's that.
That's it. That's all she brought to the table. That's all she wrote. Okay, oh, you want to next?
Yeah.
This is a new face.
Hello, my name is Alex. My mom is the 9th wife, and I have 16 brothers and sisters. Eight boys and 8 boys, 8 girls.
Where are you in the
I'm the 9th child, so right in the middle.
That's me, number 9.
Really?
My mom was also the 9th wife.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I guess you could say.
I guess you could say something's happening there. I don't know what. I'm just kidding.
I think I was the first to leave.
Yeah.
Here, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys know who this is?
Yeah, my mom was the 7th. Her name's Shirley. She had 12 kids, 8 girls, 4 boys.
Which mom here had the most kids out of the 4 of you? Allison or Alex?
16.
Tell
If
'cause
you
know how she
can
is.
have that many kids, you are a mother in Zion.
Your mom's the best.
Well, that's like the goal, isn't it? That's the ultimate goal for a woman.
Yeah.
At least 10 is what I was told.
Really? I was told I shouldn't say a number. The answer should be as many as I can have. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. There was a computer teacher I knew that was working at Ensign, and I used to go in there, and she had like 9 kids, and her oldest was like 9. And she says, the easiest time to start out is while you're breastfeeding. And I was like, are you crazy?
Wow.
I don't know how many kids she has now.
Probably a million.
I think the record we've talked about on this channel before is 20.
Chambers. Yeah, my aunt. It runs the fucking family, man. It's my mom's little sister.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's start with, so we got Daniel's face over here. The first wife is his legal wife, right?
Yeah, Rachel Lyons, yeah.
Jacob Kingston's mom?
Yeah.
Wow, so you guys might know Jacob Kingston. We did a whole video on him. He's number, do you guys know his number? 50 something.
56.
I'll put it in there. Really? It's 56?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so the first wife, there's some tea there. Isn't she in jail?
Yeah, she's in jail.
About fucking time.
She's in jail. So we can use a picture. How do I explain what she went to prison for? She basically helped Jacob do.
Tax fraud.
We did a whole episode with Allison talking about how she watched her siblings marry each other. So it was the son from this wife, right? Him from this wife, and she's from which wife? The 6th wife?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna put 14.
I don't even know, to be honest.
Because the way that Jessica talks about it, she was like, when they would talk like you could marry your siblings, it made so that you couldn't really even have a relationship with your brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. That was dumb.
So the next wife is wife number 2, which is, I actually don't know the answer to that one. Melanie's mom? Do you guys know who Melanie is? I tried to get her here today, but
We could call her and see if she'll answer.
I know she could probably help us with this one. Maybe I'll text her and see if she's willing to like answer some questions.
Susie's related to Daniel, so we need to know which one so that I can just
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
guys remember?
Daniel's mom is Madonna and Susie's mom is the one of the many wives of Ortel.
Yeah.
Is the Nelson mom.
I remember, so in our single meetings after church, then Daniel would go off on the stories and be like, yeah, if you really listen to your direction and you really listen to God, then it can be almost as easy as this. When I saw Susie and she was getting babysat at my house and she was 2 years old and I was also really young as well, I told her I was going to marry her and she laughed at me. Look at us now! I was like, oh, ew!
Literally how it felt, well, Eskel said that when he was an ensign, then he would get in his group of boyfriends and little boyfriends, and they would say who they wanted to marry or who they had direction on, and Eskel would say a specific person, and then Paul and Patty, so Paul's boys would be like, you pick a different one. He's like, well, you already have like 5 on your list, and he's like, yep, pick a different one. Like they are territorial about the ones that are theirs, and you can get the scraps. Like from a young age. So I bet you Daniel was on a high horse his whole life.
Well, I heard the similar thing, but the wording that I heard was that him and Susie always knew that they were going to get married when they grew up. And I was like, what does that mean? What happened to daycare?
Because he told her. He told her when I dated her.
I'm back. It's Joe.
If you guys forgot me from earlier. We still haven't figured out the 285 unless it's the second wife of Donna.
I think it's
and
the
five.
second wife.
Okay.
Well, no. Actually, the second. She's second.
Well, Ladonna's her mom, or her Daniel's mom, and then the fifth wife, Norlee, is her mom, right?
I
think it's
she's the second child
of
Second child.
the
of the
fifth
8
wife of
and
number
5.
8.
Yeah.
The fifth wife of number 8.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those numbers are right there.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
And then how many kids is it? 15, you said?
13.
13 kids.
kids, yeah.
That goes under there. So
13
far
was-
we've accounted for 27 kids.
And let's see, how many people left? We have a decent percentage there.
Oh, that's a
You
good
have a
thing.
great
yeah.
percentage.
Yeah.
So,
Write that down.
let's see.
We got
That's a good
Joe.
thing to put.
Jolie, Nephi,
Jordan.
Jordan, me, Andrew. So just 5.
5 out of 13.
5 left. Good
That's
job,
almost
guys.
as good as my
Good job,
mom.
guys.
Mine is officially half out, half in my mom's family.
Wow.
Five out.
Down over a lot.
That's pretty
Long
good.
ways to go.
For your family?
Yeah.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one.
The second line of incest is Joe's mom is Daniel's half sister through the fifth one? This one?
Yeah.
Right? Oh wait, I guess you got it. I technically don't need to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So you can see. Did they ever have stories about them knowing that they were gonna marry each other at such a young age?
The only story my
Well,
mom said
actually,
was-
I have one story that I know about it. Wait, I want to hear yours.
Yeah,
The
tell
only
us.
story my mom said is there was a guy that she really liked at the dance, and then Daniel asked her to dance, and she was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna marry him." That was it. Basically, she told me a story that she liked someone else and decided to marry Daniel.
What?
Let me tell you
that's
the tea
pretty
on
much
that
it.
story. It's way worse than that. So what I heard was that her and her got caught sleeping together, and then it was before they were married. So then they made her marry Daniel.
How old was she?
Or 16? I don't know.
You called the cops on him? Why?
Because he stopped me at a thrift store.
What do you mean stopped you? Like he held
Like,
you down? Or?
no, he was like, you need to tell me what's going on. I was like, I just don't want to be in the order. And he started following me around, and I was like, you know what, fine, if this fucker wants to know, I'm going to fucking tell him. So I said in front of all these outsiders, in front of all, and in the public, oh, I'm not okay with all the rape, with all the underage marriage, that's just not okay. And he was going off and saying, that's man's law, not God's law. And just like completely coming up with valid reasons why they're doing these illegal, horrible things. In the public at a thrift store. And I was so triggered, so thrown off. I just started walking away, and I said to the employee, if this man starts following me, please call the police. And he just waited at the checkout.
Oh my
Next to the
god.
person checking out, and the person was staring at him, checking out people. And he just waited for me to leave, and I said, you come with me, I call the police. And yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, he just kept following me. He kept being like, tell me why you're doing this.
Was he close with your family?
No, but, however, I left recently, I would say within the same year, that his wife came up to me and said a bunch of mean shit. Like, she was like, you know where liars go? Liars go to Alex Martin's house. And I was like, what?
Wow.
She was like, you ruined my daughter's life. You don't belong here.
Oh, so he could have had some remorse for it, or making her repent for you leaving.
I think in a way he felt that it was like, oh shit, my stupid fucking wife cleaning up her fucking baggage left and right.
You should have. I did that with mine.
No, your wife told me exactly what I needed to hear to know what I needed to do,
And I did it.
and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Thank your wife for me. Make sure you thank your parents too.
Oh, I don't need to write it.
No, I did that with my half sister. She bullied us our whole life. And then she felt some remorse when I was leaving. And then I was like, yeah, you are the reason I left.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, you win. But then they have that guilt that they carry with them. And that's exactly what I wanted.
They have unnecessary guilt.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the fifth wife? Your mommy? Yeah. Okay. Brenda and oh, you know what? We can actually use this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your mom's not related. Nope. But the next wife is related to your mother. Yes. Yes. We have a picture for 2. Heidi.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, we love Heidi.
Do you have any tea on these 2 families?
Yeah. Like the story of when my mom got engaged/married. I mean, a little bit. She was 15 years old and she didn't know they were trying to get her married, but they lived up at the mine. And this is very like, what's the word? Like a very choppy story. So that they lived up at the mine, and then so someone decided that she needed to go down to Salt Lake City and live at Rachel Young's house. So she did. So her mom and dad packed her stuff up and dropped her off at Rachel Young's house, and she remembers her mom just like sobbing, like being so sad that they had to drop her off at Rachel Young's house. And my mom just was like, okay, this is what we're doing. And then like time passed, but I'm pretty sure it was days. And then someone somewhere told her that she was engaged basically, and they told her she was engaged to be engaged to Daniel, but she didn't know. She kind of knew like what family he was in and that he had 4 wives. She didn't know who the wives were. She didn't even know like what he looked like. And then Paul, like she was sitting at the office waiting for like to meet Daniel, I think. I don't know. She was sitting at the office in a car, and then Paul came up and like knocked on the window to scare her. And she thought that was Daniel. So she's like, oh, it's my fiance. No, it's just Paul. So she's like, well, where is he? So who am I marrying? But she was engaged for like 2 weeks. And then so she knew he already had 4 wives because she had to make 4 flower bouquets, flower arrangements
To
give. And she didn't find out who they were until her wedding day when she was up at the altar and she looked back and she saw who was wearing the flowers that she made. And she recognized the 4th wife, because she also lived at the mine, but she didn't know who any of the other ones were.
Margaret.
Wow. So she was 15, I can't even process that.
Yeah.
Making the flowers for her soon-to-be sister wives and not even understanding who her husband is.
Nope.
How old was Daniel? What's the age gap on that?
I want to say, so he was born in 55,
Yeah, he's 69 now.
and she was born in 69.
Wow.
So 14 years. So he was 29.
Ew.
Yeah, she was 15, he was 29, and she just like, it was the first honey cake I have ever had at my wedding, and it was so disgusting, and I borrowed my dress from Janice Kingston, and it was so ugly.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, and this, I found out all of this because it was her wedding speech at wedding.
In front of everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's how I know.
She's all living through her
And
daughter.
I was literally like
That's so sad.
in awe, like listening, because I'm like, what, 13 years old, and this is the first time I'm ever hearing the story about my mom and dad getting engaged or whatever, and I was like, that is so sad. Like, I feel so bad for her. And she's up there laughing. Well, she just, like, I'm pretty sure her family just ate sugar, and then other people didn't. And so when she came down and they made her a honey cake, she's like, what is this? Because like my colors were pink and blue, and it was so stupid because it looked like a baby shower.
Oh, well, it was a baby.
I mean, they just set it up and said next.
Yeah.
Push them in next. Like it's just a
Isn't that wild though?
pre-made wedding.
Okay, that's what we're getting into.
I mean,
so
I'm sure
Heidi
eventually.
gets engaged how much after your mom?
Heidi was also 15, so maybe a year-ish.
Okay, because Heidi and your mom were engaged at the same time.
Yeah.
Do we know how many kids this one has?
12.
I have one more question though for Allison.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
Do you know why you guys picked the name Collins?
My mom says she saw it on a gravestone one time visiting the cemetery, and she liked it.
Ooh.
That was it?
That's what she said to me.
Okay, cool.
We're all full.
Why?
This is like
Because my mom, I've heard a different story, but now she won't tell me the story.
Because her
now.
only brother who stayed in the order's name was Colin.
Oh, is that what she said?
No, that's just some people would ask that.
No, I didn't know. I just was curious.
Some people would ask that. That's what she told me, because I asked. I was like, where'd that? Because I think I asked her. I was like, is it because of your brother? Is he the only one who stayed in the order?
okay.
No.
This is everyone here is technically not illegitimate child, right? So
We're
none
not
of us.
Kingston.
Right. So the first wife's the only one that took Daniel's last name.
which is Kingston. So all of these kids here have a fake father or unknown on the birth certificate, correct?
Gary Martin's my father.
Gary Martin.
Gary Martin.
Bill Robinson for me.
Steven Snow.
What about
Mine
you?
was just nobody.
Because you're one of the younger ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of times the older ones have a fake dad and the younger ones will have
I
unknown.
don't know why her mom was out in the wilderness for years, remember?
Yeah, she was an older.
What was the story behind
That's what I
behind
want.
Robinson?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't even know. No, my mom just said she liked the name, and so she picked
She's
it.
like sophisticated.
Robinson. What about you?
My mom said that Martin, she felt like it was an English name.
Oh.
Because that's where we're from, I guess. That's where our great grandpa broke our great grandma's heart. And
I thought you
and
said
killed
that.
her.
Just kidding. Killed her?
Yeah. So like, no, I heard like the person that started the order, like the way that he knew polygamy was right was because his father literally left the fucking, I think it was England or something.
Yeah. There was like a murder.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he left England. And then went and got new wives, and then he went back and said, "Hey, wife, that I already had, that's now old."
Well, actually, what happened was she
Like-
stayed behind, paid off his debt.
Yeah, and he
Came
said,
back.
"Can you pay off my debts? I found new women, new home, new
Came
life.
to
Pay my debts,
America.
then you can come back and live with us." And she
found
died
out,
of a broken heart.
She found out that he had already. He didn't know. She didn't know about the polygamy thing. So she paid off his debts, and then came back to the U.S. Anyways, yeah.
To find the trifling whore.
And then she got pissed and went back.
Order history.
So he must have came to the Americas because he heard that they're doing the polygamy thing and he wanted some of that.
He was
Well,
following
he was
God.
running. No, I heard-
Okay.
That's another word for it.
I heard he was running from a murder.
I don't know why. I
He
just
killed someone
remember
or something.
the guy
But I
that
don't
started the
know.
order was like
This is
that
just like
vibe.
hearsay. Sorry.
Jeez, that's crazy. Okay, well,
Sorry,
anyone
I
who
don't
knows
know.
any more information on that, DM me.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't put her name there. Here she is.
Yeah, we have a picture. She's the biggest one. You want to cut it?
To me, she's the biggest, the best one. So.
Yeah, okay, just put it up. Shelly!
And she has 12 kids. Gerald Chanel, Colleen, Sean Shem, Nicholas Vian, Joanna, Olivia, and Mariah.
Good job.
And 2 stayed.
Should we tell the story of Heidi and Shirley being engaged to Daniel at the same time?
Yeah, she was like engaged first. And then the story I heard was that Ronald felt like Heidi needed to be married first.
Who's Ronald?
Heidi's dad.
Papa.
Oh.
Papa. We all know.
Even I knew him as that for some reason.
Okay. And then when he said Papa, I like instantly knew who he was talking about.
So he had direction that Shirley got to wait her turn.
Well, though that Heidi needed to be first. So when Heidi was, so they just hurried and rushed hers. And she was young. I think she was like, was she 14 or 15?
They just threw her
I
in the
honestly
ringer.
don't know. I wonder if she was 14 when she got engaged and then 15 when she got married.
She had, so I know my mom had 12 kids.
How old is the oldest
And I know
one?
she had at least 5 miscarriages.
Whoa.
And I learned way too much about pregnancies because there was one time I was getting ready in her bathroom, and there was like a little jar of like a fetus, and I was like, what is that?
I don't know. I'm laughing. It's not funny, but did she say, that's your brother?
Well, what happened was, yeah, basically, she's like, I had another miscarriage, and Daniel doesn't believe me, so because she had 4 miscarriages in a row, and so when she had that miscarriage, she scooped it out of the toilet and put it in it was in one of those baby food jars,
Oh.
and it was like the size of a mouse or something. It was small.
So you could, as a kid, you could tell what it was, kind of.
Yeah, it was the fetus.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! So she was saving it to
To
Daniel
prove,
was wrong.
'cause he was
Like,
not,
see?
you're lying. You're trying not to start out, and she actually had between I think it was Vianne and then the next one. Then it was like 8 years or something. It was a long time.
Whoa.
So.
Wow, sure they would.
Or if it was Nick and Vianne, I
For
can't
real, she
remember.
would.
It was freaking weird. I was like, Mom, what is that?
Poor Shirley. I feel like all of his wives went through because he was so like, nah, you this, you that, and so then they would have to go through lengths to just, because he's treating them as if they're guilty for something they never did all the time.
Yeah.
And so then she goes crazy.
And you know who her therapist is me as a kid hearing about this, and we're like, oh, there's a baby food jar with a baby in it.
Oh, poor Gerald.
I don't know how old I was, but
Holy crap.
but she told me a lot of things, and I learned way too much about pregnancy. And a different time, one of my sisters who were still in the order, she was going through a period, and she's like, Gerald, I'm going to tell you about what a period is, because you need to know, because one day you're going to marry a girl, and you need to know what she's going through. And I'm like, okay, and I listened, but it never happened.
You're like, you're wasting your words, Mom.
But yeah.
Jeez.
You're like sisters.
Oh yes, 2 sisters.
So 10 left.
Married to the same mister.
I don't know if we'll just be like 10 left.
Wow. I had so many questions and then I just went blank because I'm like traumatized.
I know. I hope it was okay to tell it. On the Snow name, I heard different things. So, I guess, have you heard of the Snow, like, Joseph Smith had multiple wives, and there was, like, one that was Snow, and she got pushed down the stairs, and then she was, like, pregnant or whatever.
Oh, I
you hear
did
this
hear that story. One of the wives pushed her down the stairs, right?
Yeah, and then I guess she
Stop sleeping with my husband. Oh.
Yeah, so like she couldn't have, this is the story I heard, that she couldn't have kids anymore, but she was given a blessing that said that her name would be carried on in God's kingdom or whatever, and her name was Snow, so, or her last name. So, I guess it's a big deal in the Mormon church, the Snow name.
Okay, so there was some thought put into that one.
But that's just what I heard from Daniel. My mom, I interviewed her and she didn't say nothing about that, so.
He could have just been making it up then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. Huh. My mom had Grant because she met this police officer with Officer Grant, and she really liked him. She really liked him.
Well, after you get up that mom, because those two got in a fight. She gets in a fight with next one.
Physical fight?
Yeah, they had like, no wait.
Oh, they were choking each other out.
No, I lied. It wasn't her.
You're talking about
No.
That was a different time?
It was a different wife. I was thinking of.
Oh shit. So just like Joseph Smith, wives are pushing each other down the stairs in the order too.
But I was involved because she went up too. They're all these wives are working together at A1, right? And Daniel's on like house arrest. He calls down to. And she's on speakerphone, and I guess it was very sexual conversation. So it got my mom and another wife fighting, even though.
Only when I knew was Priscilla.
Why would they do that? They do it on purpose. I swear they do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Jesse did stuff like that on purpose too.
Oh, that's weird.
I think that it's an unhealthy amount of sex that they were having there, and that's why they started going for their nieces and so young. Like, you know what I mean? Because you know that Eldon didn't ever marry underage, and he never married incest. Or Tell and Rowan come around and they're just like,
Let's change that up.
yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
They just like seeing what they can get away with.
So Robinson and this one
Does she have more than 10?
and this one are sisters.
Only?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, a measly 10.
A measly 10.
So that one and Joe's mom are full sisters, meaning
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's half sisters. So we so far have 1, 2, 3 half sisters who married to Daniel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee all of them are in some way related, except for maybe not Mattingly's.
I don't think the Mattingly's are related, no.
Okay.
To each other.
Yeah, just to each other.
I was gonna try to do like sisters to draw that, but okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 9. Who's number 9?
Me!
Your turn.
The literally worst number. Stupid.
Did they ever tell you who you were supposed to marry?
Oh yeah, I knew who I was. That's why I left.
Who was it?
All of my older sisters married his full brother, and 2 of my sisters married one full brother. Like, that's when I was like, oh hell no. Like,
16 damn kids.
16 damn kids. I'm even get like some silence for my mother's vagina.
Oh my god.
Like, what the fuck, girl? And so he started dancing with me twice at 15 years old, and then I considered marrying certain people in the order because you're told as a little girl, hey, like, you're supposed to be fasting and praying to God who you're supposed to be marrying.
How
So
old?
that at 8 years old.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, and be in my mother's family with that mother, like that strict kind of role. Like I love her. I don't really blame her for anything, but I also like.
She listened to Daniel.
She listened. She was a good follower. That was good. That was for sure. But when I would go to Daniel and I would say like, oh, I know I'm supposed to marry someone in this family because my logic was, oh, I'm not related, least ancestral problems. And he got mad at me. And I was like, wait, but I literally had a dream. Like, I literally had a dream. And like, and that's what direction is. And I had a feeling when I saw him, like, I thought that's what direction was. And so I was like, okay, must have been wrong. And then, like, I was like, wait a minute, like, I had direction again. And then I went to him again and I was like,
Still had the same dream.
Still, I was like, you know what? You're right. I know it's not one of the brothers. It's this specific one. Like, I went to him. I was like, no, it's this specific brother. And he was like, you are having feelings. Like, you're having a crush here. This is not okay. And being so righteous, I'm like, I don't even know what it's like to have a crush. What do you mean?
How old were you?
I was 15 at this time.
Okay.
And I was like, wait, I'm have a crush now? Like, I didn't even, like, I know that's bad. Like, I know that I don't even know what it's like to have a crush. Like, what are you, you're just telling me I have a crush now? And he was saying, are you considering? And I said, well, I thought about that, but I just don't think that's supposed to be. And he would say, well, makes you think about that? And I was like, oh, fuck. So I was like, wait, he is dancing with me twice. Like, there was someone else that had come forward. So I didn't really think like, oh my God, he's pushing me towards. And then when I realized he started being a little more touchy in the dances.
Whoa.
And I told Daniel, I was like, I told him like, oh yeah, I think I am, like, I'm having more of an open mind about who I'm supposed to marry. And he was like, that's how I know that you're going down the right path right now. This is actually when I told him that I was cutting myself too. And he didn't even look at me. He was reading a tractor magazine.
Oh,
he was like I don't know how it was for you guys in the order, but like you never have a conversation with your father or your mother ever. And then the one time I was like, you know what? I need to, before I completely like commit to leaving the order or staying, I need to find out what's really going on here. So I was like, let me just come right out and say it and tell him what I'm doing and see if it's like, oh my God, let's get you some help. Let's, the things that you would expect to be happening.
What do you say?
I know you're going down the right path. And I was like, this motherfucker wants me so down deep in the dump so that he can control my every fucking move. Like I was very stern on, oh, no way, I am, no, he wasn't even looking at me. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, and I'm cutting myself, I'm all like waiting to get hit, like seeing what's gonna happen.
And he's like, that's nice.
And he's like, and I'm like, oh, also like, yeah, like I was like, oh shit, like, I'm okay, I literally feel like hell, like,
damn.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, dang, like,
he's like, that's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're going the right way.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, I was just like, okay, I feel because it's like, I feel like I in some way manipulated, like I said, oh yeah, like I had a dream that if I married him, I would have problems with my children. So that's how I know I'm not supposed to marry him. And he would say, make sure you dream on that one again. Like, try on that one. So I was like, okay, they're picking and choosing dreams. They're picking and choosing directions.
That was so confusing.
And I literally, I lied. I was like, let's see what happens if I lied. Then all of a sudden, now I'm not in trouble. Now I'm not being mad at, because now I'm more open to marrying who he wants me to marry.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, I gotta get going. Goodbye.
I gotta get going.
Yeah. Well, Daniel, I don't know about the other families, and the other daughters, but at my age group of girls, Daniel was getting our blood at 12 years old at the clinic.
I don't know how old I was.
To see who we can marry.
I have a very vivid memory of, because it wasn't just girls, it was the boys too. But like I specifically remember Fuller, once they drew his blood, like he was so scared, and she was in that room with me. She was crying and they had to hold her down. They held her down, and like someone was holding her down, someone was holding her arm. And she was crying, and then after they drew his blood, he like stepped, like he didn't faint, but he got lightheaded and like fell back into the wall.
Yeah, that's just like so culty. But yeah, that's how, like, I think for some reason but it makes sense because like my mom's family, like they're not super related to the Kingstons, and all of my mom's daughters married Patty's fucking sons.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird.
that
You'll see
reminds me. Your mom has a half sister that's a wife.
She's next
This one?
she's, yeah.
That's what
she did her whole family photo. Do you guys like her bangs? I'm trying to figure out if her kids cut her bangs or if she did that.
What the? It was the curl back then.
Okay, the reason we can be mean to her because she's mean, okay?
She's mean to us.
She's the lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Daniel.
she's mean to us.
Shout out to the lawyer, well, one of the
Laura
lawyers.
the lawyer.
Laura the lawyer.
Like Lara the mom.
She also was running around saying, she was one of the biggest ones saying that Marianne didn't get beat by Daniel. Marianne actually went and hung out with her friends and they beat her up and they got drunk and you guys remember that story?
Yeah.
She was telling that to
Oh
everybody.
my god.
She also, Daniel was beating one of her daughters at a Daniel's girls outing, and she was running towards him saying, "Open your hands! Open your hands!" because he was punching her, and she was trying to like protect him, like, "Don't punch her, you have to just slap her. Open your hands!"
Oh my gosh. So they would show up and then he would get in trouble.
Because like apparently like with the law, I don't even know, because I even talked
This
to
is
my
abuse.
therapist.
This is discipline.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. The idea.
Okay, I remember we had to have, because I used to go toilet papering with one of her daughters, and we got caught, so we had to have a meeting with her and Daniel and the daughter and my parents, and the whole time Laura was just rubbing Daniel's leg down. I was like, should we leave?
Trauma. I remember the rub. It's disgusting.
So Laura babysat my mom's older kids when they were little, and when Rachel had the chicken pox, then Laura wouldn't let her in the house. Like, she left her on the porch all day long, would put her food out on the porch for the days that she had chicken pox. How old do you have chicken pox? 3? 4? So she sat outside all day long until her chicken pox were gone.
Oh, that's so
She's not the only wife that did that kind of thing, though.
So we actually don't know for this one. I think it's either 11, 12, or 13.
That's because
She just hides. She's a mysterious woman.
We know the least about this one. Other than that,
she had a baby that died in the bathtub. We knew that.
Yeah. And as children, we were like threatened. Oh, you
I
better be
went
obedient.
to
Oh,
his
you better
funeral.
Watch your siblings because they could die. Like
baby drowned.
she walked away while he was in the tub, and then he drowned.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like
He was-
like
he was
the
1.
oldest wives' tale.
Oh my gosh. Huntington?
Yeah, that's her last. Okay, so with her kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
She's gotta have more than that.
That's what I was thinking too. This is possibility 1.
Yeah, it gets really fuzzy after Laura.
Yeah. But I remember them saying, I think they have 9 or 10 kids, to be honest. Because Daniel never made her feel loved, and he never visited, and she felt that other wives were getting more attention.
Mm-hmm.
So she starved herself because she felt like she wasn't beautiful enough. And then she was so malnourished that she mentally is like
Like
six,
she had a-
she's mentally 6 years old now.
Whoa.
She meant
But
Like
remember
a
that.
break or some
Yeah,
kind.
it's been that way for 5 to 6 years now.
Wow.
This is something, I don't want to say it's common,
But it's
but
not the first time it's
It is not.
people
Yeah.
will go crazy after being completely normal their whole life, and then in their like 20s, 30s, 40s, all of a sudden the screws are all loose.
Well, yeah, and she's on weird diets, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that could be it too.
well,
trying to get people pregnant.
and they control their health care. They say, hey, this will make you better when it's literally making you worse sometimes.
Well, I don't get Joe. Joe talks about how, and I was like, I wanted to interview on this because he was like, I basically didn't believe in any of it while I was still in it. I'm like, but then how could you be in it and then you still were Daniel's kid and you still went to those meetings and stuff?
I just said what they wanted to hear.
You just played the game?
Yeah, I just played the game.
That's kind of smart.
I when you said I just lied and saw what happened, like a light came up. Oh, I don't have to tell the truth.
I was gonna
I
lie.
could just lie. I just play the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just an open, like, I'm like, why did none of my other siblings lying? I didn't understand it. I'm like, they're like arguing with him. I'm like, why are you arguing with this guy?
You can't win.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point.
The Invention of Lying.
Yeah.
It's literally like that, where it's like the guy just realizes that lying is a thing and the whole world has been telling the truth this whole time. It's like that.
I was like 16
That's
and
so
I was just like
funny.
arguing
It's
with
called the
Daniel for
invention
like
of lying.
30 minutes.
It's kind of
And I'm just
funny.
like, he's
You
just like,
realize, yeah.
I'm just like, you're right, absolutely. And,
Yeah, I got really
and I
good
noticed
at lying.
everything started getting better.
I wish I would have learned that.
I was gonna say, to answer your question, I just lied. That's how I get through it.
So many more people showed up to his magic show too, and that was shocking to me. Cause I'm like, my family didn't even show up to my wedding, but they came to your, and they were invited, but they came to your magic show.
Do you think part of it is because you're telling them the milestones money-wise? He's like, oh, 10%.
Come back. I think it is.
It probably is.
I think it is.
It probably is. And Daniel was like telling me, Sham and I, that he's gonna help us with dating, and I was like, that's good because we definitely need it. I was just like, and I was also messing with Daniel. I was like joking with Daniel. By the way, everything I'm about to say is a complete joke, but I was joking with him. Like I was like, I'm seeing this girl right now, but she doesn't want to live polygamy, and I'm really telling her about like, how you did it, and I'm trying to convince her.
She's even more turned off by it now.
And no, Daniel's like, yeah, tell her about me. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I have been. It hasn't been working. Maybe one of these days. And he's like, he's just like thinking that I want to do that. And I swear on my life, I do not. I swear on my life.
I better say that if this goes up.
But it was funny to just say that and get his reaction, and I'm just teasing
Well,
him.
didn't he get a little weird afterwards?
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
It's not just about.
Oh yeah, he did say that. He's like, it's not just about polygamy. It's like doing what the Lord wants.
The last time I ran into him was at Vianne's graduation, and I was really trying to avoid him, and like he's like, oh, how's life been treating you? Oh, you know, living in sin. Like, leave me alone.
Get out of here.
And then, but he did talk to me, and then he overheard me telling my sister, who's still there, I'm getting married, and he tried to interrupt the conversation and be like, when are you getting married? And oh, we have a timeshare. You and your husband could go to like.
What?
And I was like,
Whoa.
that's okay. I don't want to talk to you.
He was supporting gay
Wow.
marriage, technically?
He was pretending to support gay marriage.
He was. I don't know what he was doing.
He was playing a game.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
So I wasn't about to find
And I was
out.
one of
But
those
he's like.
homophobic people, but
He like, but Chanel was there at the graduation, and she was making a big scene about like anytime any of the order people tried to talk to her, she was basically barking at Daniel to like leave Vienna alone, so when he came to see me, he was like, I'm glad we don't have any. This was like towards the end of the conversation, because like I literally just went in bartending mode, like I was just like.
He's a customer.
Yeah, it's just like neutral, I don't know you. He's like, because I remember telling him, I don't really know you. Maybe, like, it's been so long, you're probably a completely different person than what I knew. And then he's like, no, you know me. And I was like, that's a scary thought.
Oh.
I sure hope I don't know who you are.
You're
And then I'm like,
motherfucker.
I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to my sister now. And like talking to her about my marriage, and that's when he's like, and then towards the end of the conversation, he's like, I'm really glad we don't have any drama. Like, and then I was like, I look at him and I'm like, I don't have drama with people that aren't worth the drama. And then I walked away.
Oh! Dang. Wait, he's gonna be how old?
70 this next
Yeah, he's
year.
69 now. Yeah.
Crap.
It's crazy. Wow.
Honestly, I
And
don't think I'll feel anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I will.
I will laugh. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
trying to put myself in that position, and I don't think I'll feel anything, but also like,
I was like,
What
yes,
would we
fuck.
feel? What?
I don't know. A lot of times, like, I have emotions like that surprise me. So you never know.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
true.
that's how I felt when I got. So it was a text. It was kind of abrupt. Like he has cancer. Da da da. And I was like,
Huh.
what is this that I'm feeling?
Yeah,
it's
You're
so
like,
sad.
is this
Do
the
you even
shit?
know?
Is this the
People
shit
can
that I
recognize
did?
it. It doesn't feel good, but I don't know what to call it.
It was sad, but it was more. It was not sad that he's dying. It's sad that I could never have a daddy. It was selfish.
Whoa.
I was like, I never had a daddy.
I more so just feel sorry for myself.
Yeah. And just knowing that when he dies, there will never ever be a reconciliation. He will never see eye to eye with me. I will never see eye to him, and he just
You will just
die with
never
that.
have
But
fun.
honestly, like, a part of me wonders, like, maybe that will feel better than, like, that constant reminder in the back of my head, like, your mom's just 40 minutes away, like, go,
Yeah.
there's still a chance. Once there's no longer a chance, it doesn't look
Because
like
you're
talking
mourning
anymore.
people that are alive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, how do you really fucking do that? At the end of the
I
day?
hate that. That's bullshit.
It's really like, how does your brain make that make
It's
sense?
not like, it's almost would be easier
if they were
they're
dead.
gone.
Yeah,
I've had that debate in my mind multiple times. I've literally said to Jordan, I'm like, dude, I'm not like saying like your situation's better than mine or vice versa, but like
it's so much harder for me to mourn my family and my mother because she's still here.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I think
Like the fuck, like now I have to make an excuse on why she's not seeing me, why I can't come over, why I no longer have a family, because why? Because I will marry my cousin? What the fuck? You guys are insane.
a part of me, I've never really thought about it before, like seriously, but now I'm like thinking, if Daniel dies, a part of me might feel bad, but not for the reason. It's because it depends. Did he die in jail, or did we lose? We never did anything. We didn't do anything. He got away with everything.
God damn it. Or did
He got away with everything.
Two more. Lord.
You got Susie, my mom, and
So Susie is the second wife right here,
second wife.
and her daughter is marrying Hiram's son, which means Hiram and okay,
So
Daniel, David, Hiram, Daniel, all brothers. David's son marrying Daniel's daughter, Daniel and Mara.
where's your
Hiram's
dad?
son-
Why is he not in there?
I don't know where my dad is, but my Chanel married my half brother. I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys can see this whole fiasco. But Susie's the one that we're talking about right now. That we just got Melanie's answer. She said 11 kids. I don't know how many died. She's so responding. But now we have all the numbers. Okay, hopefully my count doesn't die. But so far we counted roughly. What did we say? 165. Roughly 165 kids that Daniel has.
I'm still sticking with 163 because there was a little bit of fuzziness here.
Yeah. So if anyone else wants to correct us, then let us know.
So the camera cut out. There was so much footage and so much going on, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think that I'll be doing another video like this if you guys did enjoy it. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys. Bye.